Alright, let's have a quick peek here at what is going on. So this is game number 1, guys. So we're gonna see the mage and the rogue. So the rogue deck is the one we haven't seen yet. There's the Malagos rogue he was talking about just a second ago in the interview. And as he was saying that he has a lot of like removal or quick spells that he can just keep chaining to keep control of board. I guess we're gonna see some of that. I mean, it contains a lot of burst as well. It looks like on the mage side, probably gonna be a freeze mage. Well, it kinda had to be, right? I mean, if we're gonna have a mage in the tournament, or if we're gonna have a Hearthstone tournament, it's gonna be at least like one guy that thinks like I'ma go this freeze mage route. And the reason why you also see them a lot is because like we also like tend to stream on the higher ladders like more frequently in the final stages of the tournament, and there is always like a freeze mage there, not because there's always someone that brings it, but I mean it seems that these decks are doing pretty well in tournaments as well. I mean, they are always in the tournaments, so that said something. Anyway, so the rogue attacks the mage on turn 1. I think by now he knows what kind of deck it is. I think he's like, alright, this is gonna be a freeze mage. I think that's the way he was playing it earlier, the way he explained, with just writing down cards, trying to figure out what deck and then trying to make a strategy against it. So that's gonna be his take from here on. I think he's going to try to Zerg the mage and try to kill him or pop block as soon as possible. It's going to be step 1. Alright. Alright, so rogue as oh man, I don't need to move this. Okay, cool. I just need to slightly move this. Okay. So as we can see, the rogue is going to be just developing board here, trying to just get as much damage as possible on the mage. Trying to Zerg him. Because he knows against the freeze mage, like at some point when he gets locked down. Anyway, what we saw here earlier as well is like we have a fireball out already. I bet the rogue is happy about that. I mean, that's at least like one thing less to worry about. I mean, obviously the mage is gonna have another one, but I mean that he can take off the burst now. Alright, Doomsayer being played right away here. I guess that's just to stall damage. Clear board. He has no answer for the Emperor. At least there's gonna be another tick. And because there is gonna be another tick, I think he's just trying to get as many cards as possible to get the Emperor tick on it as well. Plays like a Edwin van Cleave here. Probably we're gonna see a Blizzard, but that's still not a good enough answer, I guess, for dealing with Emperor. I mean, Emperor still keeps ticking, so he's gonna give him a lot of tempo on that. That's what the mage has here. He has Blizzard. I don't think that's sufficient. Okay, we have a Frostbolt here, a Lance. Kind of doesn't want to use that. He could use a Forgotten Torch. He has 6 mana only though. Doomsayer alone is not gonna cut it. Maybe he just Ice Blocks. He does go for the Blizzard, so he doesn't mind that extra tick from Emperor. Emperor getting value here. Let's have a look what's going on in chat. So is it... Okay, people having some lovely conversations. Alright. Cool, cool. At the moment still the mage preventing some damage. He does have Ice Block in his hand. He's probably gonna play it at some point, because right now he doesn't seem to have too many clears. Probably hoping for a Frost Nova or something. At this point, like, he would need like the Doomsayer Frost Nova and pray that the player doesn't have a sap again. But I mean, in this case, I mean, he would just kill it. At this point, there is not even a reason to be scared of Doomsayer. Alright, there goes the Emperor Thorison, taken care of. And also rotates that Roaring Torch, which can be pretty important. I mean, that one little mana that you have to spend less instead of a Fireball on 6 damage could make a very great difference in burst. So rotating that card at the right spot is kinda like a good thing for him as well. Assuming there's gonna be just as much damage as possible going to face, trying to like get him low, get him to play the Ice Block and pop it as soon as possible, or be able to pop it until everything gets like frozen and like fucking cleared all day long. Don't want that. And anyway, Edwin going into hit stealth mode, so there's gonna be no fireball on that, or any clear for that matter. No freezes. Only Nova would do the trick. Flame Strike also doesn't clear with it, so with Flame Strike he still like keeps his minion up. That's still a lot of damage, and this could mean game. I mean, look at that. That's game. That was lethal. Like double fucking super lethal here. The mage didn't even get to play his ice block. That was a pretty quick victory for A4Papier against Kbushi, and that's the Malygos rogue in game number 1. That was a pretty unfortunate game for Kbushi. He couldn't like really get anything rolling, and as soon as that Doomsayer got sapped and the board got developed, and he had no follow-up really to clear the board, it kind of ended up like him being so far behind that the pressure was just simply too much to come back from. There was too much damage. Even with just being an icebox play, they would get popped right away, and you still wouldn't have an answer really to deal with the board the next turn or be able to set off a lethal. He had to use Fireball pretty early, so there was also not too much burst in his hand. Overall, it wasn't looking good. Anyway, moving on to game number 2. So we're having the Zulok from A4Papier that we've seen earlier. So that's gonna be standard. Let's see. Okay, I guess I didn't expect anything less from the warriors. Again, we're gonna see a Temple Warrior. I'm just not sure if it's gonna contain again that Patron surprise or not, but it's gonna be a Temple Warrior. And as Afir was saying earlier as well, that you know, the Temple Warrior seems to have like an edge on these Zulaks. So I guess it's a little bit of an unfavorable match for Afir here. But he's going to try to really go at it, like it's probably his only way. If the warrior does not have his weapon, does not have his clear, he might be able to snipe a victory. I mean, he does have a really good start here. Turn 2 on Knife Juggler, or I'll probably just Peddler here even as well. I guess he just wants the Juggler to get that extra damage. I'll probably like do that as well, why not? The Shadow thingy is already out. If a Whirlwind is played, he would get another Juggler at least. And we can still play Dark Peddler the turn after. There's no rush really. Already have a PO in as well, so that's like damage ready to go. So and the Leroy. Actually, the Luck's in a really good shape here. The Luck thinks that there is enough to just go with here. To develop the board first, playing that one to get as much value from that as possible. He might get an abusive from this as well, or like another PO. There's so much damage coming out. Alright, Defender of Argus. It's gotta be an easy kill there. Still going fine, the Warlock's still keeping up his board. Let's see if the Warrior has any clears for that. I mean, the charging aggro style play is not gonna work. He's gonna have to get it from his trades. We have a goal. He could play a goal to have a little bit of a board and weapon down the Councilman so it doesn't grow further. He probably should just execute as well. I mean, you shouldn't keep it at this point anymore. Alright, so there we have the slam. Kill. And the goal. Okay, that's a nice play. Contests the board, puts it ahead, and clears the remainder, so that's pretty good. Alright, we're still able to play the Darkshire, so first we're gonna probably check what we are gonna get here. Possessed Villager maybe? Goes for the Imp, does not feel in threat against an aggro warrior with his HP. And just goes for it, alright. Goes for the clear. Direwolf is gonna be a target. We did have a Fury War Axe, so I guess that's gonna be an easy peasy. 1 second. Okay. Party Boy just decided to invade the stream and we got DDoSed, so... Oh, sorry, here. We're gonna go quickly into the match again. We got disconnected because the owner of the account logged on another hardware here. So yeah, at the right moment. Awkward. Guys, that wasn't me. Just make sure that was Party Boy, all right? The real Party Boy, not the one on his account. It's no fair. So don't sapping casters again. No sapping casters. Even kijken, dan moet ik snel kijken. Sorry hoor. Eerst AP dingen, ja. Okay, cool. Alright, we're gonna quickly go into the match again. Don't sap me, boys. Not my fault. Alright, and we can see Kbushi's cards again. There we go. Alright, we're in. Not much has happened. Let's see, do we have lethal? Let's calculate damage. Double PO, so that's 14 damage. Just 2 damage, 2 off lethal. What is he gonna do here? Probably just gonna play the like the Void Walker plus Defender. What can he draw? Abusive. Don't top deck sap then. Alright. That's getting further and further out of lethal range. This might actually turn into a bad game for up here. Finally, like starting the warrior starting to finally like get back into the game. If he could get another PO here, that would have been insane, but he did not get the PO. That would have been exact lethal, by the way. 3 times PO, 12 damage, plus 6 from Thingy, 18, exact lethal. Pretty unlucky. Well, pretty unlucky. It is one card out of so many, but that would have been a fun lethal. Anyway, just gonna develop a board, as it seems on off here. It's not really much he can do. He has to get some kind of taunts or something up at least to prevent lethal, because he's pretty low as well. And then besides that, at least create some form of a board so he can continue with what he has in his hand to try and finish off the warrior. The warrior might not suspect lethal just quite yet. Eet smakelijk, Renzo's. Guys, there is no mod in the chat. Go nuts. Alright, we've seen this situation a lot today, right? Where a Reggie is played at the moment when the player's either at 8 HP or lower and there is only one minion. So the Reggie has a choice between either winning the game or basically clearing the board, which is a win-win in most cases. Alright, this is a bug. What card is this? Alright guys, as it seems, A4Papier has this secret card that he's going to use and win the game. Oh wait, that didn't happen. It's just a bug. My bad. Alright. So that's game number 2 for Kbushi. Alright. Going off to game number 3. Kbushi heeft gewonnen. Kbushi win warrior versus lock. Yes, yes. Alright. Waiting for match number 3 to start. So what do we have left here from what I can see? So Kbushi has a win with the warrior. Has only lock and mage left. Now the mage was a freeze mage, so he has a zoo lock and a freeze mage probably. I'm not sure if it's gonna be the zoo lock, but I think it is. It's gonna be a zoo lock and the freeze mage. And Afir only has his aggro shaman and zoo lock left, so it's gonna be aggro zoo. Okay. We have here zoo versus zoo. Alright, mirror match. Now earlier Afir said the mirror match zoo versus zoo, and this is exactly what he said, so I'm quoting here. Afir said, usually in a mirror match, the better lock can win the match. So let's see if he's going to be the better lock. Alright, there's some cheering going on for Kbushi here. Anyway, Afir starting strong again. A really nice turn 2 here already. And no board on the other side yet. Is that even a zoo? Okay, it is a zoo. I started doubting it, seeing 2 turns of no play with coin.
Don't worry, loves. The cavalry's here.
Hey Thomas. Wil je dat? Wil je wat drinken? Wil je wat drinken? Ja. Nou, doe maar een biertje voor mij. Ja, pak maar iets voor jezelf. Ja, ja. Nee? En kun je ook een ding een colaatje sturen naar Dennis voor zijn verjaardag. Hij mag geen bier hebben, dus. Ik wil een biertje gewoon. Ja. Alright. That's sorted. I'm getting a sore throat here, boys. Going back to the game. Alright. Afir keeping the aggression over here. And it seems like he's going to be finishing soon. Has a very strong board. I don't think Kbushi can do much here. I mean, he has a Sea Giant, but I mean, that's not gonna do much. He needs the taunt, so maybe he's gonna try taunt up somehow. I don't think that Kabushi believes that this taunt is gonna stand, right? Like this can't be the one card to try hold off the lethal. It just shouldn't be. Did he just miss lethal? If you have 4 minions at least, let's see, if you have at least 4 other minions, deal 4 damage. He's on 4 HP. Alright, that's A4Papier making misplays. Okay, that is I guess in this case extended VM. Oh, that was a misplay, boys. Right. The better luck in the mirror match wins. Misplay, huh? Miss lethal. Anyway, that was the match in favor of A4Papier. Lock, mirror. Yes. Match number 4, guys. All right, so basically we are at the final deck of A4Papier here, playing with his aggro shaman against the remaining 2 decks of Kbushi. Now he's going to be playing against the zoo, and he's going to be playing against a freeze mage. Let's see if this aggro shaman is going to be fast enough for both of those decks. Jammer dat zulke fouten nooit gepunished worden. Never say never. Ha. Hardcore BM, lol. Anyway, going back into the game, guys. There we go, Possessed Villager. Now we saw earlier Afir playing very aggressively with Earthshock, and he's going to do it again. There we go. Boom. It's gone already. Does not mess around with that card. Anyway, Imp Gang Boss being coined out here. There's definitely a lot of plays still from Kbushi being able to get dropped out here. And we're gonna have a top deck. Pretty fast played as well. That's not good. That's awful. Alright, Ghost. I guess he's gonna use the same approach as he was talking about earlier, right? He's going to try to not give the lock enough board to be able to taunt up and take victory or something like that. He's going to try to keep the board clear wherever he can. And that's what we can see as well at the moment. Hey, moet je... Soppie. Biertje. Ik heb gezegd tegen die man om te sturen. Ik heb tegen die dinges gezegd om te sturen. Om biertje te vragen. Drinken te vragen. Dennis en zo hebben allemaal drinken gehad. Nee, maar ik zeg gewoon een ronde gooien, toch? Haal wat. Ik ga verder, man. Wacht even. Anyway, going back to... let's see. Possessed Villager. Oh, missed out on the shield here. Huh? Wat is het? Ik versta je niet, man. Wat voor winkel? Wat ga je doen? Oh. Timen dan gaan we straks samen eten, toch?
We gaan straks sowieso eten. Naar Chimoy gaan we samen. Gaan we gelijk sushi.
Ja, ik ben niet zo'n sushi fan, man, maar... Cool. Back to the game. Alright, I guess the luck is just trying to develop board over here. Does get off something nice here with the knife juggler, some value at least. Just gonna take care of that 7/7 minion. That was extremely unlucky, or lucky, however you want to watch it. I mean, unlucky because he could have like swapped it like way easier, and very lucky because like 4 of them hit the same minion. That's like pretty insane. Anyway, the shaman ran out of cards, and he has a priest healing hero power. Can't really do much with that. I'm pretty sure he wanted to have the warlock hero power to draw cards or something of that nature. Anyway, the warlock's just gonna zoom and go mad. Apply some pressure. Trust me, the Shaman does not like to see taunts at this point with only one card in his hand. It might be 1 or 2 turns where we're either gonna see a concede or it's gonna be over. The Shaman is gonna sustain a lot of damage. Alright, so we're gonna see Gormo coming out and another taunt being played. I mean, that's gonna just like mentally crush Papier. It's not gonna be something he wants to watch. I'm not sure why this card is hovering. What's up with these bugs today? Okay, there we go, flying card, die. Anyway. Cheers, boys. Anyway, Papier kinda realized, not gonna happen. I'll just take it out the next match. So that's Kbushi coming back from a from his 2-1 disadvantage to a 2-2 and break even with Papier. And again, it's happened quite a lot today. We're gonna go to a 5th match, a final match between them. It's gonna be Freeze against an aggro. So let's see how this one works out. This might go either way. Let's see if the Shaman's quick enough, or if the mage actually has what he needs to like just stay on top. Alright, he has the Murgleton already, so he might be able to get a quick life tap over here. He does have life tap. Is he gonna go for that? I assume he will. Or does he think he's like gonna need the speed to kill this guy and goes Hunter instead? Yeah, he does do that. He's like, probably I'm just gonna get frozen all day long as long as I can just keep damaging him. I do think he's gonna develop board as long as he can until he sees the freeze. Thanks for the follow, Numil. If that's correctly, thanks for the follow. Anyway, back to the game. So, Shaman doing Shaman things, tempoing around, developing board, ready to smack face. Let's see how it's looking on the mage's side. So we have a Blood Mage Talnos over here, a Fireball. He has Emperor already, pretty important coin still. We have a Blizzard still available, a Lance, Pyroblast, gonna be not much use, and his Doomsayer. Just top deck. Assuming that Doomsayer is going to be played pretty soon, he's going to need to do something against this board. At least prevent damage as much as possible. So probably going to be like a Doomsayer into Frostbolt. Is that going to be even Frostbolted? Doomsayer Bolt, perhaps. Maybe he does not want to get rid of his Doomsayer, like his Bolt. I mean, he could play Doomsayer just to get the Shaman to attack all his minions, but I mean, Earthshock hasn't been played yet. So I mean, if it gets Earthshock, then he just continues with damage. With the mage still having no way of clearing, or sorry, getting an Ice Block up, it's gonna be really, really nasty for the mage to actually come back. Alright. Doomhammer is up. There's gonna be a lot of damage. This is not looking good for Kbushi. So, an ice barrier at least to be able to stall the damage. He's gonna be able to stall a lot of damage. I mean, he's gonna have ice barrier and Doomsayer. I mean, he should really start doing something with that. A ping maybe. Okay, Crossnova Doomsayer coming out. Already said the well played. As if he knew that it was coming. But then again, aggro Shaman, what else do you expect? That's game. Couldn't do it. Maybe he should have played the Ice Barrier instead. I mean, he would have been out of lethal range. 2 more damage. Yeah, I think he would have been out of lethal range. Maybe he should have tried that instead. Or maybe lancing his face. But then again, I guess he didn't want to do that. Perhaps he had his option to like bolt lance the face so he can Rockbiter damage burst. I mean, Rockbiter was the most threatening, I guess, at that point when a Doomsayer is up. I would play against probably against Rockbiter. Just not sure how long you can do that. Anyway, that's gonna be game for Kbushi. Couldn't keep up with the aggro Shaman and Emperor.